Hey, what's up? I'm in a extraordinary nice, better mood than I was in a little while ago, so I'll do the video now. For all you guys that have lifetime memberships, don't worry. I'm still good. I've got some issues. I just went to the doctor. Little little amoxicillin and something else, and a warm compress should be taking care of my problem. Little surgery. Couple of weeks, but we can talk about that some other time. Maybe I shouldn't even have this conversation. But let's talk about what's going on, and I want to just let you know one thing. My daughter's going to start doing these videos, and she's really nervous. Please don't make any off-color remarks. Please be nice. Please don't say anything awful about my daughter, would you? All right? She's very, very, very thin-skinned, okay? Not like me, where you can basically rip my freaking head off and I find comedy in it. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about Friday and last week. Last week, I gotta say, I had about 22 reversals that were profitable. But there were 30 other trades that were not reversals that were all losses. So at the end of the week, it was actually a losing week, if you could believe that. And it's my fault, because what I decided to do was I thought the market had gone up too much. I thought we were going to sell off on Friday. So every time the market started to give back a little bit, I got ultra aggressive and I lost all 3 times. Then, because I was wrong on those trades, I thought for sure the UVXY was going to tank into the close and the market was going to rip into the end of the day. I only got part of that trade right, but I loaded up on UVXY puts assuming we were going to tank into the close. Another assumption trade, not a reversal trade. So basically on Friday, I think I went 3 for 3 to start the day on my reversals, and then I proceeded to go 0 for 6 for the rest of the day, which kind of ruined not only Friday, ruined Thursday and Wednesday, and the same thing kind of happened on Thursday, where again we went 3 for 3 on our reversals in the morning and stuck around a little bit too long, and grinded myself. And that day was more or less, I started trading some larger volume on some smaller stocks. I think AXSM was back in there. But again, I really just over traded. And what I find when I have discussions with traders, what I do, again, not only am I teaching people how to trade, I do something called trader analysis, which is really important. We sit down, we go over the trades that you did, and I try to isolate where you might have made a mistake and what you could have done better, and maybe where you could have put a stop or let something go a little bit more. And what I found is that all the trades that I do wrong are basically in the afternoon, and they're non-reversal range breaks, nowhere near VWAPs or multi-day VWAPs. And it's taken me all this time. And again, the reason I still have any money to my name is that I do most of those trades for money, and I try not to do those bullshit other trades, but I find myself doing those bullshit other trades. But today, every day's a brand new day, okay? So the frustration of last week is over, okay? I had other things on my mind today, going to the doctor, but what do we do today? Now, if you want to follow along, again, the website is free until we get the usernames and passwords built, what we're doing right now, IP addresses and all that stuff, and being able to, track who's in our room like a real business. Again, I don't take much of this serious, but it is some serious business right now, and things are going really, really well. So what did we do today? We came in, we're looking specifically at companies in the news, companies who've reported, companies that are in play, so to speak, right? So, of course, we're looking at Cron. Cron opens up, starts to roll. Looks like it possibly could be a good short. Next thing you know, it's not. But then it rolls over, goes through the bottom of the range. And we actually shorted Cron all the way down to 15 and managed to cover some slightly below down to our multi-day VWAP at 1490. Now, I'm not going to pretend for 1 second. When that thing broke 1490, I'm thinking at least 1450 on the trade. No doubt in my mind. But once it breaks 15, we were shorting it from the rollover at 1538. So normally I'm looking to take profits at a quarter. So I took something off the table at 15.25, took something off the table at 15, but then it went negative. That's the trade we were looking for. So you got the 1 minute to the multi-day and into the reversal, right? So once it went to 15.90 and broke it, in our minds we're thinking, look for 14.50 minimum on this trade. But we're not going to let it go back above the whole number because that usually triggers buying and some short covering. So that one we got stopped out of the rest at 15 and 15.06. But overall, a winning trade. Moving on to the next trade, PCG, right? PCG was what I call the ironic trade. Why is it an ironic trade? Because the stock's doing what you don't think it should be doing, right? It's irony that everyone's thinking zero, this thing's going to go out of business any day now, but the last 3 or 4 days it's showing signs of strength. So on Friday, I'm thinking there's no reason that this thing doesn't tank into the close. Who wants to hold it overnight? By the way, our other trade is kicking ass right now, this STLD on a full-blown reversal right now. I'll get to that. But PCG, I had puts on Friday, lost on it. Shorted the stock, lost on it. Shorted it again, lost on it. Until I wised up, and I went the other way. But more importantly, what we did today was PCG, once again, sitting there ready to short it at 7. Never broke 7. So then it starts to bounce. And it goes through 7.18, which was our trigger point. Next thing you know, we went from thinking about shorting it at 7 to buying it at 7.18, buying more at 7.23, selling most of it at the half number, I understand. But we did sell some at 8. So we got in at 7.18, sold some, at 7.49 and 7.50, because how else are you going to make money if you don't take profits? And then it went to $8 and we sold the rest of it. And it went to 8.38 and now it's basically $8. But phenomenal trade. And then there's STLD. Never heard of it, never looked at it, never traded it. But somebody brought it to my attention this morning as a possible reversal. So it broke the VWAP at 33.70. 33.70 got us to the multi-day VWAP at 34.19. Then it tried to go green, and it couldn't hold. We got stopped out at 34.09. But then what happened? The revisit trade. It sold off after we got out, which was we were feeling pretty good. Went all the way back down to around $33, $34, right? 34. But then it held that 34, got back above the 1 minute, got back above the multi-day. Next thing you know, it's breaking 34.31, where we were hoping it was going to break before. Next thing you know, it's a range break reversal trade up to 35. Beautiful trade, got out at 35. And then there was SLB, but then there was Overstock, which Overstock we destroyed. Short action going on Overstock on Friday. We had it on our radar for possibly a follow-through trade today. Guess what? Did not trade Overstock until it actually went green at $15.15. Obviously, you know how I trade. 15.15 in. As soon as it got to 15.30, I'm selling a little bit. 15.49, I'm selling a little bit. And then the explosion up to almost $16, and then we sold the rest on the way back at 15.75. But look at that one. That one's down at 14.40 now. Mission accomplished, and we conquered that, and it's really so way below where we sold it and below where we even bought it. So a perfect day. Now, I'm not going to ruin this day by even entertaining the thought of doing any other trades. Yeah, I'm tempted to look at the UVXY and the DGAS and maybe the diamonds, and do we roll over into the close? None of that means anything, because I know tomorrow I'm going to be able to find 3 or 4 high-quality, risk-reward trades in my favor, medium risk for massive rewards. That doesn't happen in the afternoon. I don't have those opportunities. So I'm not even going to entertain the thought of taking any trades in the afternoon. And again, if you keep quitting while you're ahead over and over and over again, if I had quit while I was ahead last week, I would have made $3 for the week, right? But I didn't. I wound up losing $2 for the week. So what does that tell you? If you keep quitting while you're ahead, and every day, if you make money before 11 o'clock, and you look up like, wow, I'm up again, and if you shut your computer and don't come back to the next day, and then 3 months go by and all you've done is make a little bit of money every day from 9:30 to 11:30. Let's call it 9:30 to 12 to be fair. I never leave before 12. But if you're doing that consistently, next thing you know, you're making a living doing this. Getting your 250, 300 by 11 o'clock. And a lot of those days, like today, Today is an extraordinary day. $1,000 by 11 o'clock, and no chance of any of that going away. No chance. No chance. I'm not trading anymore. The only thing I have on right now is Cron because it's still below the 1 minute VWAP. I'm still short Cron. And again, of course, long Cron from $5 from a year and a half ago. I enjoy shorting stocks that I own to try to play some pullbacks. But anyway, right now, UVXY staying strong. There's really no reason to feel great about this market overall. But I don't think knowing what the market's going to do tomorrow has any significance in what we're going to do, because we're going to only do what presents itself tomorrow. So tonight we're going to be looking at IBM and the 4 or 5 other companies that are reporting that are important. Ameritrade, IBM, they're going to influence that sector. You also have Capital One, Interactive Brokers, Zion Bank, a lot of small banks, so the banks are going to be back in play. And of course IBM and enterprise software and that kind of thing is going to influence where the those group of stocks are going to be. So we're staying stock specific, day specific. All we're trying to do is conquer every day, and eventually, if you consistently can conquer every day, don't stray from the path. Don't take overnights. Don't invest in stocks you're not familiar with. And even in this market, and you were jealous, I was jealous, everybody almost fell into that trap where if the market's going to go up every day again, why not just own stocks? And then you get a day like this to remind you that owning stocks or holding in general is not what you want to be doing right now. There's too much activity to want to even commit to one idea. There's 5 or 6 great ideas a day. Do those and then go on to the next day. Like this STLD. Never heard of this thing. What is it? Steel? Is it a steel cup? I don't know what even STLD stands for. STLD. Oh, it is Steel Dynamics. So I actually have heard of this one. And then you got the ATI right now. So if you want to watch this video at 2:24 in the afternoon, we're looking at ATI because it's on the verge of a possible reversal. You've already missed the VWAP to the multi-day VWAP, but it is showing some signs of life. And it may be a reason to own it here. But again, it's the afternoon. It has to be so amazing to want to put a trade on in the afternoon. And even then, I still am voting no to afternoon trading right now because I don't need it. I don't need it, neither do you. Because you can do this by just trading from 9:30 to 12 every morning. So we've got something that works. We know the time frame that it works. We know that most other trades don't work. What more do you need except to show up at the chat room and let me show you how this stuff works on a daily basis, and then we become friends. We all live happily ever after, and your only question is, why didn't you show up sooner? All right? God bless if you believe in that stuff, and good luck, and I hope to see you guys. Take care.
But I thought you said the market never goes down.